Well, hello there. It's the first monthly video exclusively to my Tabitha's Closet members. So, whether you're a VIP who got in while it was being tested out, or whether you were an early adopter who just dove in and decided to join, welcome. This is my actual closet. It's wonderful. We moved into it like this. The lady that lived here was a woman with one older teenage son that lived with her, and this was her closet. It's not really set up to share it with a man, so my husband has a tiny section right there. The rest of it's mine. And there's mess everywhere, and I didn't even clean it all up because one of the main points of Tabitha's Closet is real and off the cuff. And if I wait for it to be perfect and all the things, it's not going to happen. You'll find out very quickly, if you don't already know, which you probably do, that I'm more of a keep moving, do it imperfectly. Good is better than perfect. Done is better than perfect. Whatever. All the things. Just do it. You're going to hear me say that a lot. So, coming to you from the closet. Isn't that light gorgeous? I was so happy when we were touring the house. We toured it to potentially flip it and quickly realized that it would be perfect for us to live in as a next step because we were kind of bursting at the seams at our last house. So this is my closet, and I'm not taking you on a tour today because it's not ready for that. Tops, professional clothes, dresses and long pieces. I'll show you some more soon. But for now, I've got a few things. So the main point of this video is to reveal my words for 2026. And I'm very excited to share them. They kind of morphed over time. The one is a bit of a sub word, more of a concept, but I've already bought a bunch of stuff and gotten a bunch of stuff going, and I'm still kind of thinking about how it's going to play out. And there are so many layers to it that I think is really cool that I will let you know over time, and I'm still pondering it a bit. But as I was going through that process, this other main word kept emerging and coming to the forefront. Now, I wanted to show you. I try always to practice what I preach. You'll find out that about me too with a lot of this stuff. There's this whole thing about bloggers. I've been blogging for forever. I always say since the dawn of time, since the dawn of blogs, I've been blogging. And one of the things that you figure out is it's an art imitating life imitating art situation where are you blogging and doing a bunch of stuff just to have something to talk about? Or is it just you're already doing a bunch of stuff, so then you go ahead and share and talk about it? I don't frankly care. I just think that when we're in business for ourselves and we're networking with people and we're sharing our lives and we're trying a bunch of stuff, if the motivation is just to have something to talk about and promote and connect with people on, great. If it works the other way around, that's great too. Doesn't really matter. But I do like to practice what I preach because it's important for me to do the things I'm asking you to do, even if it motivates me to get it done. I hope it motivates you to do it as well. So I will show you that I did the worksheets. Also, this is all in your library. This one is steps for choosing your word and creating a vision board for 2026. You've got the updated ones. I actually took these down as a public offering for them to download and get off of my website because now you have to be a member in order to get some of this stuff. So they've got old ones that are similar to this, but not this. So these are the new ones, only available to you. And it's step by step of looking back, looking forward, and then it has you rating all the areas of your life. And then I like the exercise of what I'm focusing on within all of those areas, and then what actual goals and things am I thinking of, and what kind of picture in my mind. Because if you don't know this about me, I have a very imaginative brain. When you're talking, I'm conjuring up a movie. Like there's a constant movie in my head. When people say things to me, I had a friend who said, yeah, if my husband covers that particular song on his album, and as soon as she said the title, I could picture the title cover, the artwork on the cover of that song. And she kind of went, you're picturing it right now, aren't you? Yes, I am. So that's just me. So I need to know what the picture is that goes with the concepts I'm working on. And then I had a whole list of words here where I'm trying to find these themes and the common denominator and the connect the dots type of thing, where this is why it took me weeks. I've been working on this for weeks, hours and hours and hours. And so I got narrowed down at the bottom to 3 and then got down to 1. I'll tell you momentarily. And then I've got the board instructions. There's also something called the 2026 Vision Affirmation Exercise, also in your library, also exclusive. And I created this from scratch with my friend Tiffany, who you will get to know. She's one of the first ones that was in the door, literally in the closet. The other one you'll see in there from the very beginning is Sarah. And she is my husband's sister, the one that I was friends with her in college, and she introduced me to Drew. That was 24 years ago, Thanksgiving. This year will be 25 years that we met on Thanksgiving and fell in love and got married. So she's in there as well. Tiffany helped me. Actually, both of them have helped me with all of this stuff, but Tiffany is my editor friend and helped me come up with this stuff. So this is the journaling prompts for the new year. And I know some people want to put their head through a wall rather than have to sit down and fill out stuff. You don't have to write it down. It's just worthwhile to think about some things. What were the milestones? What was a big win? It was a surprise win. Oh, I didn't see that coming. What are you most grateful for? Where did you grow? When did you put yourself out there? And it paid up, etc. So that is all there too. So I went through all of this, and that's why it took me so long. I'll go back to the one page where I was narrowing it down. So I got down to fun, together, time, walking in steps, closet, nature, tea, playing, collaborating, going slow, being whole, of course, color, friends, pretty, and beauty, sister, personal, unbothered, being an imperfectionist, which I've called myself for many years, giving up control. And then I wrote little notes about how God sees me, which is light, free, youthful, fun, pretty, and a friend. One of the main things I wanted to share with you was years ago, I was going through some exercises and some growth things where I was praying. And I said, Lord, I'd like to know how you see me in relationship to him, as well as how he saw me out in the world. Kind of how do I function? What is that identity? How does he see me? And friend was what came up. And I went, well, that's not very spiritual. And that feels like an odd thing for the creator of the universe to think of me as a friend or to see me as a friend. But it really stuck and resonated. And not long after that, I met this artist, and she had this piece of art that she is a friend to all. And it's kind of more nature and birds, of friend to like birds and animals, which is also true. But I thought, I feel like that's a lot of how God sees me, his friend. And there's scripture that talks about we are a friend of God. We're not an enemy. We're not against each other. He's for us, with us, and it's all that. Friend. And then he sees me as a friend to others. And as I thought more about my life, and again, I was writing all this, how God sees me, that friend thing came up. And then even just the words for my personality type, my Enneagram, my Myers-Briggs, my spiritual gifts, all of it has to do with serving and behind the scenes, being an advocate, a mentor, reformer, helper, teacher, vision, counselor, living up to your potential, all that. So what I narrowed it down to was sister and friend collaborating. And the second one was fun and play. And then the third was more just the friend concept. And so friend is my official 2026 word of the year. And I love, even since I decided on it, it has evolved where it's me being a friend to others. Like I said, when I felt like that was what God was showing me, was I'm a friend to him. We have a friend relationship, as well as he sees me as this friend out in the world, being a friend to others. When I thought about my life, there have been some twists and turns. And a lot of it, though, was the thing where I just love people. I love making people feel good about themselves. I love boosting them. I'm not necessarily around trying to rile people up or do whatever. I'm good at small talk, deep talk, you name it. I can kind of fit in. I'm a chameleon. A lot of the personality stuff has to do with that. And I thought about, gosh, my whole life, I've been friends with the misfits and friends with the popular kids. I've never fit in exactly into any of those. I was always like in the middle, where I had cheerleader friends and I had nerd friends. I've just always been the type that liked everybody and would be like, you're fun, you're adorable, I like you. And it had very little to do with their sort of station in life or their popularity or anything else. I just like nice people and gravitate toward certain people. And I just like boosting them, whatever station. If you're a big wig, I want to support you. If you're just starting out or you're kind of shy and introverted, I want to bring you up. So friend. The other part is, though, to allow friends into my life and to invite friendship because, as many of you know, my mom passed away a little over a year ago, and it was a huge hit to our life and mine in our family. I mean, mine in particular, which meant it, of course, affected everybody because she was one of my dearest friends. She was the mom where we would give gifts back and forth about, it was the one that would say, always my mother, now to my friend. We were best friends. And losing her just left this tremendous hole, as many of you know. So, the year that we grieved and had to kind of do all those milestones, I felt a bit closed off. Ever since COVID, I have felt a little closed off. That was a kick in the teeth in a lot of ways for somebody like me who loves being out and being with people and having events and hosting, and you're basically told, stay home, people are dangerous. All of the nonsense that went along with a lot of that was soul crushing. It was terrible. I remember my dear doctor friend said to me, like, what is getting to you? And without even hesitating, I said, I can't stand people hiding. I can't stand everybody being away from each other. I need to be with people. So that was 2021. It's been a long road. So I want to be open to friendships. I've got a beautiful inner circle, many of which you're in, some of you watching are in that circle, and I want to expand it and even bring some of those people out and some of you in and all that. And so I want to be open to receiving friendship as well. I feel like for a while, even deciding to homeschool Kay, because my mom was supposed to help me with that, and it was not on my bingo card. It's still a very foreign, strange concept to me, but I'm trying to embrace it. I've got one kid a year and a half out from graduation. We're this close. So I have just been a little closed. So I'm ready to be a friend and learn how to be a better friend because I've had some hits and misses with that over the years. And I feel like friend is so much more fun than mentor and all that fancy stuff. I just want to be with you. I just want to go shopping. I want to play in your closet. I want to bring you into my life. I want to allow you to see me. That was something at the last retreat in California almost a year ago that my dear friend Cass looked me in the eyes and kind of shook me and said, Tab, you look at people for a living. Like you do it all the time. You look in people's eyes and you try to see how God made them and you try to see their beauty and their potential, but you have to let people see you. And all year, I keep thinking about that. And it's been a really hard year to be seen when you're deeply grieving, and yet my business has thrived. It's been crazy. So I have needs. I'm needy too. I need friends and company and fun in my life, and I want to be that to my ladies. So I've been journaling a lot, and I'll share more as time goes on, but I want to reveal my vision board. And being that this is already 13 minutes long, I think I'll do that separately. So I'm going to this is my first time doing this, so I'm making executive decisions right here on the spot. So I'm going to cut this. Thanks for watching. There's my word, and I'm not even going to tell you the secondary word. You might start to notice it. Maybe I'll wait and see if anybody picks up on it. So I might just do a whole separate reveal. Either way, welcome to Tabitha's Closet. Was that deep and crazy enough for you? Now you know what you're in for. I will show you the board separately. See you then.